Welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's, well, it's kind of like the architecture of our lives. It's all about the connections we build, the people we decide to keep around, and how they, in these quiet but really profound ways, shape the person we become. So let's get into it.
So let's just start with this one idea. I want you to just listen to this for a second. The people you keep shape the person you become. Think about that. This isn't about blaming anyone or giving credit. It's just a simple but really powerful observation about the world we choose to build for ourselves.
Okay, so let's start by exploring what it actually means to feel truly supported. This first part is all about the people you keep and really getting what it feels like when those connections are solid, built on a foundation of support and real understanding. Before we go any further, just take a second and ask yourself this. Not what it's supposed to look like on the outside, but what does it feel like, in your gut? Is it a sense of peace? Does it give you energy, clarity? Whatever that feeling is, just try to hold on to it as we go.
This right here is such a huge distinction. We're so often sold this myth, right, that we have to find our other half to feel whole. But this quote, it offers a much healthier way to see it. It's about finding people who don't complete you, but who support the whole person you already are right now.
And this is a perfect way to picture it. You are the table. You're already sturdy, complete, and totally functional on your own. The right connections aren't there to hold you up. They're there to expand your capacity, to help you hold more, experience more, and be more.
Okay, now let's dig into another layer of this. This idea, it kind of flips the script on what we think connection is all about. It's not always about talking nonstop. The people who understand your silence are the ones worth keeping. It suggests that sometimes the deepest bonds are found not in what we say, but in what we don't have to say.
And this metaphor just captures that feeling perfectly, doesn't it? The presence of the right person doesn't have to be loud. It can just be this quiet, peaceful fullness that doesn't ask for anything from you except for you to just be you.
But what happens when that peaceful feeling just isn't there? Well, that brings us to our next section, which explores the other side of this coin when connections feel wrong. It's about that dissonance we feel when our social world just feels unstable.
I mean, this is such a deeply human feeling, right? To be in a room packed with people, or to have a phone just full of contacts, but to feel completely and utterly invisible. It's a very specific and pretty painful kind of loneliness.
And that feeling right there leads to a really crucial insight. Loneliness is not the absence of people, it is the absence of being understood. It's not a numbers game, it's a connection game. And it's exactly why you can feel totally content by yourself, but profoundly lonely in a massive crowd.
And here's the modern paradox, right? We have more ways to contact people than ever before in history. But just because you can contact someone doesn't mean you're connected. That silence, it isn't about a lack of notifications on your screen. It's about a lack of real, genuine understanding.
And this is where that feeling of being unseen can start to turn into something even more damaging. The wrong company can make you question your own value. It's not just that these connections feel empty, it's that they can actively start to chip away at your sense of self-worth. Think about it like this. The people around you are like mirrors, reflecting back who you are. So, if you're constantly surrounded by distorted, cracked mirrors, eventually you start to believe that that flawed reflection is the real you. It actually becomes your reality. So it really just boils down to this. Does your circle feel like support, or does it feel more like survival? Support feels like clarity and peace. It gives you room to breathe. But survival mode, that feels like chaos and confusion, and it forces you to make yourself smaller. Which one of those feels more familiar to you right now?
And realizing that you're stuck in survival mode, well, that brings us to a really difficult but necessary step. Section 3 is all about the courage to leave. It's about that choice to put your own growth and self-respect first, even when it's really, really hard. But maybe we can reframe what leaving actually means. What if it's not an act of abandoning something? What if it's actually an act of reclaiming something? A journey not away from something, but back to who you really are.
It's just a natural part of life for things to change. As we grow, what we need also changes. And this quote is a great reminder that growth often requires distance from what once felt familiar. It's not about rejecting your past, it's about embracing your future. I mean, this image just says it all, doesn't it? A tree can't reach its full height if it stays stuck in a pot that's way too small for it.
Leaving that pot might feel scary, but it's the only way it's ever going to truly grow.
I really want you to let this one sink in for a moment. Walking away is not failure. It is self-respect in motion. So often, our culture frames leaving as giving up, as some kind of failure. But this reframes it as what it actually is, an active, powerful choice to honor your own well-being.
And when you get right down to it, it's just a natural protective instinct. It's not mean, it's not weak, it's the simple, wise act of learning from your experience and choosing not to get hurt in the exact same way again.
So, after you find the courage to leave what's draining you, where do you go? Our final section is about that destination, finding where you belong, and what that feeling of real, authentic connection is all about.
And at the heart of this entire search is a really important distinction. See, fitting in is about changing yourself so other people will accept you. But true belonging? That's the exact opposite. It's being accepted for who you are, exactly as you are.
And this idea, it brings our whole journey full circle, right back to this one powerful unifying thought. You find your people when you stop abandoning yourself. The second you commit to your own worth, the moment you stop making yourself smaller, that is the moment the right connections can finally start to take root.
Because ultimately, the architecture of our connections is a choice. Every single person we keep close is a vote for the person we are becoming. So the final question isn't just about who's around you, it's about you. Who are you choosing to become?